Shut up. Didn't I say shut up? Bet that rooster will think twice before crowing tomorrow morning. Coffee's ready, guys. Let's start the show. Good morning, everybody. How is everybody today? Yes, yes, yes. We've made it to Wednesday. Happy hump day, everybody. Let's see who's come to hang out with us this morning. It's Janice. Janice is first. You get the cookie. Good morning, Janice. How are you? Oh, there he is. Good morning, Alessio. How are you this morning? And there's Roger. Hi, Roger. How are you? Has it cooled off for you, Roger? There's hope, Roger. It cooled off here. It's been pretty pleasant. So hopefully it'll sneak over your way. Hello, Pop. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Bill. Bill, are you there? How's it sounding, Bill? Let me know. I hope everybody is well. He's good. He's good. Hello, Womble. How are you today? I hope you're feeling better today. Hope everybody's good. Good morning to all the lurkers. Come on, stop in, say hello, say good morning. So, yeah, we had a nice, pleasant night. Oh, my goodness. Actually, I got to talk to you later, Womble, so I'll be sending you a message. So, everybody's good. I'm glad. We're midway through the week, so thank God. Hopefully, it'll be a nice weekend. We all can get out and do something a little bit better. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm still getting used to this, all of the sound system stuff in the headphones. I feel like I'm muffled, and it's just because of the headphones. I think I'm used to doing all of this without the headphones on. So just let me know. I know I did a sound test last night, which turned into a show. Thank you for staying on. Lisa, you are so welcome. Sure. I mean, if I go on and it's just like a test run thing and you guys want to continue the chat, I'll stay on. What the heck, Good morning, Big Stu. Oh, you actually got the notification. Wow. So YouTube's working then, huh? That's a new change, isn't it? What flavor are we today, Stu? Oh dear, I've been naughty. More importantly, did I enjoy it? Oh, of course you did. Of course you did. Let's put this up on the screen. We gotta have it up on the screen. If it's willing to work. I don't know. The stuff's been a little wonky this morning as far as technology. I don't know. Big pain in the butt. Let's try it again. It doesn't want to work this morning. Oh, well, it is what it is, right? You sound great and have some good bottom end to your voice. Oh, good. See, Bill did me good. All right. There it is. Kapow. It took a while. Yes, poor Bill had to put up with me all day yesterday to get this effect. Speaking of effects, he even got my my effects board to work. So now we have sound effects. So that's going to be fun. Hey, Diane, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Today is grow a pear, a spiced pear. Oh boy, that sounds yummy. That sounds yummy. Lord Beagle, I'm so sorry about last night. I missed it. I'm going to rewatch, I promise. And, but I did pop in and I hit that like button. Look like you guys were having a good time. I love all the old time comedians. Bill, I did it's just a sound test. I went on to see how it was going to sound live, and everybody just started popping in. So we just kept going. And it was before I passed out. I did. I totally passed out. Good morning, Marie. How are you? My head goes off to you, Laura. I've been struggling to go live as I have now changed my channel to medical campus reviews. Oh, well, you keep going. It'll work. The struggle is real, guys. We all struggle when we start out something different and new. It's going to catch on. Oh, you were probably eating dinner, Bill. That's why you didn't know. I just wanted to see how it was going to sound live, and everybody said it's good. You did a good job, and apparently it sounded good this morning. So, and everybody was getting. I was playing with all the sound effect buttons. Well, not all of them, some of them. So, and they said it was good to go. So, we'll see. Make sure I don't screw it up. But you could hear it this morning, so no reason to ever say sorry. Oh, but well, like I said, I was doing the sound thing, and everybody wanted me to stay on, so I stayed on. And I guess there was other people that were on live too, and missed all that. We missed everything yesterday because Bill and I were stuck here in the room. And good morning, Julie. How are you? Yes, Alessio. Does it sound even better now, Alessio? I was going to do an Italian, but I was afraid I was going to mess it up. I could still probably try it, right? Buongiorno, Alessio. Girly, how are you? Good morning, good morning. I hope you're good. Did you get that refund? I hope so. Those bastards. Oh. I was telling other people about there. Like, are you kidding me? I said, no. I said, I got a hold of her and said, you need to get a refund. That delivery girl was crap, and what she did was totally wrong. 5 hours I was there. Well, I thought it was more than that. Yeah, you're probably. And he didn't complain, not once. Of course, I wasn't too happy when I went to bed last night, Bill. I don't know if you've seen your messages this morning. My dog is a submissive peer. So when she gets excited, when people come over, she pee-pees on the floor a little bit. Okay, so we clean it up. It's not a big deal. Well, I go to bed last night, and guess what Miss Athena did? She pee-peed on my bed. And boy, did she take off running because Mama was hot. Excuse me. So here I am stripping my bed at like 11 o'clock at night, scrubbing and cleaning everything, and had to remake the whole bed. Oh, I was so mad, and she knew it. She had never done that before. So yeah, I wasn't happy. That's the last thing I wanted to do at 11 o'clock. So now I get to wash all of that stuff today. Yay, me. Yeah, on the bed. She's never done that on the bed. I think I get in the bed, I feel something wet, and I'm thinking, what the hell? And I'm like, oh, no, she did not. And thank God, it was on top of the blankets and stuff because it didn't soak all the way through to the mattress. So, and it was just a little bit on where the down mattress topper was. So here I am putting stuff on it to sterilize it and scrub it, and then you got to dry out. That was a mess. But yeah, I had to strip everything. I was so hot. I'm thinking, I'm telling you, dog. She knew because she was all cowering down, and she's probably thinking, Mommy's gonna beat the crap out of me. No. Yeah, he brought his own coffee. Apparently, he doesn't like my coffee. I would have made him coffee if he wanted it. How's Julie this morning? I hope she's good. Yeah, she's still a little standoffish because she know I was so pissed. My husband goes, "What's the matter?" And son of a nothing wrong with a hot stripper. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was, a hot stripper. I mean, you're tired from a long day, and all you could think was, "Oh, I'm gonna get into bed, relax," and nope, I had to strip the whole bed, and oh god, I was so pissed. Bill doesn't love that puppy. She is a good girl, and like I said, that was the very first time she's ever done that. Usually, it's on the kitchen floor. And you go, oh, okay, so you clean it up, and then you mop the floor, and then so it's done. But yeah, she hopped up on the bed after the fact, and yep. And it's not like she soaked everything. It was just enough to make it wet and nasty. Yes, been busy writing scripts and recording. I made a few song intros to my channel, as well as emptying loft and shed, ready to build a log cabin in the garden. Ooh, wow, you've been busy. Good morning, Miss Betty. How are you? Oh, Alessio didn't tell me if I said that right in Italian. Bill wants her. Well, come pick her up. Oh, and she Bill had brought a big duffel bag full of stuff, equipment and stuff with him, just in case we needed it. And he must have had it on the floor because when she ran into the hallway to greet him, she pee-peed in the kitchen a little bit, and then it was a tiny bit in the hall and a little bit on his bag. I'm like, oh my god! So I'm spraying his bag with with disinfectant. She got a little bit everywhere. I always tell everybody, oh, go ahead, you can go home with them. I'm teasing. I'd miss her. She is a good girl. But she'd have fun because Bill's got, that huge yard. She'd be running all over, having a ball. His other pets wouldn't be too happy about it, though. Athena's very high strung. So, yeah, she would be causing havoc. Michelle would be throwing Bill and the dog out. You brought it here, you get rid of it. I think Mrs. Mama would be off of me with, she'd get rid of you before the dog. Oh, 9 months. Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you, Marie. Thank you. Thank you. Let's give her first, we're going to give her a round of applause. We're going to play with one of the buttons. Isn't it cool? And now we're going to give you a thank you. Thank you so much, darling. I really, really appreciate it. And see, now we get buttons to play with. We're reliving the childhood. Yay, buttons. Let's see. Hey. Let's see. I'm tired. Didn't sleep well. David started texting me. Yeah, that's too early. Shut that phone and stuff off. I learned that a long time ago because I used to leave the ringer and stuff on all the time. And yeah, get some fool calling you at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like, I've only been asleep for an hour. Are you crazy? I won't have my voice back and start speech therapy in a few weeks. Oh my goodness. So I missed what they were saying. You lost your voice? Betty's awake. Good. I'm glad you're awake, ready to start the day. I'll just let everybody know. I'm not going to say much, but Miss Pinky won't be in here with us this morning. Got a bit of a family thing going on, and if you could just send some prayers her way, I would appreciate that. Hopefully everything will be well. I don't take my phone into the bedroom. I always had to because of my mother. So just in case that my father had to get a hold of me, the phone was there. But I mean, the ringer would be off, but the vibrate, I would still hear the vibrate. And if I would look, if this way I knew that he would need me if he couldn't get into the house. He's one of the military guys. Up early. Yeah, they're up real early. Lost my voice for 5 weeks. Been in and out of the hospital. Oh my goodness. Someone tell a joke so she can use the laugh button. That's not the button I'm waiting for, Bill. Oh my god. So yeah, it's I know how you feel about the voice thing. There 2 years ago there when I had the laryngitis, or it was last year, whatever. That screwed my voice up, the laryngitis. I still have not recovered from it. I noticed a lot when I'm singing, I can't hit high notes. Certain notes I can't hit. And it was damage to the vocal cords. I'm hoping it comes back, but I don't know. I keep trying, but I don't know. Little disappointed in that. Pop's chewing at the bit. He wants to know, so what's the inside info? Thank you guys. Yeah, poor Pinky. I mean, they've just a lot of sickness going around in her family, so it's hopefully everything will be well. And if you're listening, Pinky, we're with you. Okay. My husband works with a bunch of different guys, and there's this one gentleman he works with that has a friend who has been in the military for years, and he was in a section of the military that was privy to classified information. And my husband was telling me, the guy was telling him what this guy told him, because they were talking about, space travel and all of this. And does not surprise me. I was like, holy shit at first, but then I thought, it don't surprise me that there are actually people living on the moon. They've been there for years. And I'm like, what the hell? I say, come on. And they're scientists. And they are living on the inside of the moon. And they've been there for years doing scientific research and study. What kind of research and study? The guy didn't say. But he only let that little part of the story out. And I'm like, this is just something I think that we need to dig into. Could you imagine? I mean, I don't know. Could you imagine having to be living inside of a giant rock for years? I think that would play on people's sanity. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that one? And the guy was dead serious. My mate's daughter said to me the other day, I can't believe I'm pregnant again. I think it must be something in the air. I said, yep, your legs. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, there, we'll use the button. Where the hell is it? There we go. We use the button. That's where the secret. Hey, TARDIS, that's where the secret bunkers are. That's what I'm telling you. When he told me that, I'm thinking, oh, what? My ex-husbands were all military. 2 did classify. Yeah, but see, the guy wouldn't say too much. He said just that little bit, because then you can't say stuff. And of course, this guy was in the military for years. So I think he's a retired military right now. But yeah, he was saying that there's actually scientists living inside the moon, doing studies and research. And I'm thinking, all right, what the hell? What kind of research could they be doing in the moon? Or is it just not just studies on the moon, but what have they got hidden there? That's kind of strange. And then it also triggered a memory of a documentary I seen on about when we landed on the moon. And the reason why they didn't show much film footage, of course, back then it wasn't that great, but apparently there's stuff that they found on the moon that they don't want us to see. I think, well, what the hell's up there? Is there a man in the moon? Apparently there is. But they are built to look and feel like they're above ground facilities like that. I don't, but just think about it. Good morning, Sage. Hello, hello. What kind of research can they do on the, or they can't do on the Earth? Is that what you're saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't. That's why it's really iffy. What? I mean, it doesn't shock me that. Oh yeah, they probably are there. Who knows what they're doing? But I think that's pretty cool. Something we need to probably look into and see what is out there and what people know. Yeah, what kind of question? But the real question is, what kind of cheese is the? Okay, giggle button again. It's found it's littered with McDonald's wrappers. Yeah, probably. If it's like I said, I told my husband, could you imagine being stuck up there for years? And there's no fresh air, no nature, no. It's just, I don't know. Maybe they're creating something like that, an inner world inside the moon. Who the hell knows? I don't know. The resources it would take to get equipment on the moon to burrow into it would be awfully hard. Yeah. But like I said, our government does shit that we don't even have any clue what they do. So I don't know, I just find that interesting. Interesting. It's believable. My buddy was military police Air Force at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. His clearance level got him access to a lot of restricted areas. He said he saw things that kept him up at night. Yeah, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Oh my God. So wouldn't doubt me. Maybe there is some guy up there waving back at us. Who the hell knows? No fresh air. Be the same as living in London then. Oh God, is it that bad there? Is it that bad? The moon is goat cheese. There you go. Yeah, that one deserves a giggle button. That's funny. So really, is that bad there in London? That you'd rather be on the moon? I don't know. Oh, I missed what Curly said. I missed what she said. They're there. They can't come back because their bone density would be nothing because of having no gravity. And they probably can't survive that kind of work now. Oh, I see. I don't know. I just thought, like I said, home husband. I said I'm not surprised because, our governments do sketchy stuff, but after a while, you think they would go insane, And then when you find out, certain scientists have just disappeared and there's no explanation. Is that where they send them? They send them to the moon. Let's see. I don't think we'll ever know the full truth. The agencies have to justify their cuts of defense budgets, so they have to hold on to some. Yeah, that's the truth. We're never going to know all the details. Just like they made a big, huge deal about releasing, the UFO files. They were a joke. That was just to pacify everybody. They didn't put the real deal out there. I'm sorry. Yeah, one day to the moon, Alice. That's right. I'd rather go visit anywhere than go back to London. I hear that from a lot of people. That the lady that I was friends with online with, who passed away a few years ago, they lived on, forget, actually I have it written down somewhere, but I forget exactly where areas she lived in. But she said, yeah, she never went to London. She hated it. Because I always tease her. I'd say, well, I would come and visit, and we'd go have tea with the Queen. And she goes, oh, I don't go that way. Let's see. If we're on the moon, there's a good chance that other countries are as well. Yeah, there is. Yeah. I just don't want us to talk about the Epstein files and how other cronies have been using all of our tax money for their stupid. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Well, that's what I'm saying. The rich get away with a lot. The government will never tell everything they know, not even 50%. That I know for sure. I have family members that work in the government, and yeah, they don't tell us anything. Just enough to keep us, satisfied. Oh, okay. Like a lot of people are talking about like the chemtrails. Oh, no such thing as that. It's not what's going on. Unfortunately, guys, the chemtrails are a real deal. We do know that. Found out from military friends. They started doing that back during, I believe they said that was the Korean War. They always say, because they're messing around with weather, and they were trying to control weather patterns and stuff like that, and so they're still doing that stuff. That's why part of the problems of our weather patterns is because of the stuff that they're pumping into the atmosphere. London's too busy. Probably like you guys' version of New York City, right? That kind of craziness. Whenever they do a big thing like release UFO files, it's normally taking our minds off of something they don't want us to think about. There you go. Ring the bell. Womble is right. They do that to take our minds off of what they are up to. Because that's the first thing I said to my husband. Okay, all of a sudden they're releasing the UFO files. What are they trying to distract us from? Because they're up to something. The thing is, they train people to scientific studies, so it's probably similar to that. Probably just sucks. It's bad to be in Antarctica. Well, they got some weird shit. I've seen some stuff about that where there's up in there too. In Vietnam, they seeded clouds and cause excess rain. Yep. So yeah, the chemtrail thing is a real deal. And God knows what they're pumping into our atmosphere. We're our worst enemies. We really are. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Scientists effing up the weather. Yep. Well, it's been proven where a lot of areas didn't have certain extreme weather. The UK, you guys would have maybe a couple of weeks of heat or maybe a couple of days of extreme heat, and then it's gone. And you guys have suffered the whole summer this way. That's not normal for you guys. Here, where I live, I live in a valley. We've never had tornadoes. They always said that it wouldn't be possible. Now, every time a severe thunderstorm comes this way, tornado warnings are put out, and we've been hit in our surrounding areas by tornadoes. That's not normal for around here. Lab grown meat and milks. Yeah, that I don't agree with. Where they're lab created meat and stuff like that. It's I have a friend who has gotten footage taken down from YouTube since the UFO files were released. Yeah, because people are starting to find things out, and when they take the stuff down when you're striking a nerve. Excuse me. Yes, Betty. God bless you. No sneezing. She's blowing out the morning dust. I always did that my whole life. Every morning I had to get 2 sneezes. It was like blowing off the morning dust. My father was way up by the Arctica. Yeah, I've seen stuff about that. Hidden bunkers and stuff up in that area as well. We don't know what's up there. We don't go there. So, same thing with my father-in-law. My father-in-law was in the Navy, and he was one of the first known like SEALs, Navy SEALs. And until the day he died, he never talked much about what he did. Only, we had found out, maybe about a year or so before he passed, that actually what he used to do was underwater demolition. That means they used to take explosives and attach them to the bottom of boats and or ships and stuff like that. And that was the only thing we ever got out of him. He would never talk about anything else. So everything else was classified, and he kept it classified and took it with him. Arctica, my father said, was interesting. I'm sure it was. A lot of American lab foods are banned in Europe. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I just seen a thing about, and of course I knew about this. Like the McDonald's here has like 11 ingredients in their French fries. What do you need 11 ingredients in French fries for? It's potatoes, and you cook them in oil. You put salt on them. What's the other crap for? And here, all the fast foods, if the food sits, it has a time limit. And after that certain limit is up, then it gets thrown in the garbage. So it's not like they need to put preservatives. So I don't understand that. I wish I could only sneeze twice. It's usually around a dozen times in a row. Oh, God. You poor thing. Well, now I've picked up a strange thing. Now, every time if I cough too hard or something, it tickles my tonsils and then it makes me sneeze. So I'm coughing and I'm sneezing at the same time. Imagine that. It's definitely interesting. I know it's in there. I've watched Stargate. Yeah, me Stargate. Yeah, I have too. And there, another thing. How do we know that something like Stargate doesn't exist? You don't know what's buried out in the desert. They're poisoning us. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, Julie. And it's our food. That's exactly how they're doing it. All the chemicals that's put on them when they're growing the food, processing the food. The increases in types of cancer and dementia. The increases in dementia is amazing. When I was younger, growing up, we never heard anything about dementia. It was general old age, uh, memory loss. That's normal when you're getting older, but every time you turn around, somebody's parent or grandparent has dementia, and it's just the uprise is just it's because of the crap that we're eating. 3D printed chicken, a couple of parts. Add a couple of parts, and you're a one-man band. My brother-in-law was bomb disposal for Royal Navy when he left. He worked private, blew himself up, defusing a land. Oh no! Oh boy, that's some scary stuff. Created to cool down the plants. Womble, I can't beat that. My worst attack was just over 13 hours, constantly sneezing. It was about 15 years old. 15 years ago. Oh my God. What is causing the constant sneezing? Is it something in the air that agitates your sinuses, or the water gets contaminated from that? Basically, it's like antifreeze. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's another thing I saw. Friends of ours went up to the river this year or this past weekend, and they had in an area where you travel up the river to go swimming, and they call it the beach. And they had a boat there that had this giant um like cannon apparatus, and they were shooting foam all over the place. And of course, everybody swimming was loving it because it was fun. They're all swimming in the water and the foam. First thing I thought come to my mind, my husband said the same thing. I'm thinking, wait a minute, what is that stuff made out of? And is it, bad for the environment, for the water right there, and the fish, and the plant life, and I'm glad you're having a good time, but what was that foam made out of? And should they be doing that? Find pictures of the summer beach. Everyone's skinny and fit looking. Look at the people then, and look at the summer beaches now. Oh yeah, everybody's got a fat ass. You're 100% right. Yes. Well, because people don't work as hard either, Wamo. I mean, back in the day, our grandparents, our parents, and even us as kids, we all were uh, very active. So if you didn't have like gardens or went for walks or, even cutting the grass, we were very active back then. Now, people barely even move now, and the food's worse. After the second to the last baby, I became allergic to cats, and we had 7. Oh no. Oh no, that's bad. Does anyone else remember when they had that train wreck? And it was at the Ohio River was on fire. Oh God, no, I don't remember that. I think it's all. I think it's all the additives in the food myself. Yeah, I believe it is. There's no reason for all those chemicals in our food. You notice the difference between you have some of the elderly generation where they're healthier than the generation now. My parents always tried to make sure that we had farm fresh stuff to eat, and all the healthy stuff to eat. But it still did not stop me from having the medical issues that I have. I mean, even now, Christ sakes, my father's 81 years old, and he outlasts me as far as is doing anything as far as physical labor. And I've always done a lot of physical labor growing up. So, of course, they could attribute to the issues that I have as far as arthritis and back issues. I know it screwed my back up. Christ's sakes, I was just sitting helping Bill and watching, mostly watching what he was doing. And my back was killing me. I was dying. But I'm not going to let him cut me open to fix it. I'm leaving that for the last resort. It's where it gets to be where I can't even walk alone. Then I might consider it. Everybody I know that has surgery, they're worse than when they went in. So, it's for sure the additives, preservatives, and all the chemicals. These are things that body can't process. Yeah. Well, it's not meant to be ingested, all of that stuff. Even they go, oh, it's safe. Yeah, it's safe. All right. For we'll all be growing like, another set of arms, weird crap like that. Oh, you didn't go to bed till 4:30 this morning? Oh no. I was up at 4:30. Then I went back to bed. You have to order some flour from Italy that has no. no additives, and my dad had no diabetic reaction to anything we made from it. Really? That's pretty interesting. Well, because all the flour and stuff here, that's all processed. It's all bleached, processed. Yep, back pain sucks. I've had over 6 back surgeries alone, not including the rest of my surgeries. I do not recommend back surgery. Oh, yeah. See, you're another one. Because the first thing out of my, we'll do surgery to correct what's wrong with it. I'm thinking, yeah, no, you're not gonna. I'm gonna live with it until I can't stand it no more. And it's very debilitating. I mean, Julie knows. The worst thing is like sweeping and mopping. The minute I start doing that, it's instant agony, and I pay for it for hours. But I mean, my God, you can't live in a dirty house. Well, some can, but I can't do that. But lifting things like that, just sitting. To be honest, just sitting is very painful. That's why I was trying to check out the gel cushion. I got one. The jury's still out on that one. I'm not too sure if I like it or not. It's just, I don't know. I feel way hot. And I know it's supposed to change and correct the posture, but it's difficult for the job that I did for so long. You had a tendency to lean forward all the time because of the work that we did. So this is correcting that, and I have a hard time, and it's putting pressure on the back. So I think it's just I have to learn to change the way that I'm sitting. So actually, I'm not even sitting on it now. I threw it over on the other chair. So I'm like, I don't know if I like this or not. I better learn to like it. It was, of course, I could send it back, but that's another pain in the cheeks. I've been sliced, diced so much, I begin to worry if they put the bits back in the right place. Yeah, I know. And they're knife happy. Every time you go, oh, well, we could do that. Let's try something else first. You guys are always willing to throw somebody on the slab and start cutting up. I don't go for that. Going for a lie down. I'll keep you on the background. Okay, thank you, Roger. Get some rest. My back is killing me. The biker who picked me up and threw me down and pinned me, my back. That's what I'm saying, Julie. I don't know how you're doing all this stuff. I mean, I know you're doing it because you want to live life and enjoy life because you've missed out on so much because of the touch holes that you were with. But I don't know how you're doing it. I walked to this corner store yesterday, and I had to do a sprint back because there was like a homeless guy in the corner begging people for money and stuff. And they go, oh God, I got to get out of here before he nails me. So I do like a sprint back to the house, and my hips and my back, everything was on fire. Oh my God, I thought I was gonna die. I made it. I get in the house and I sitting down in my father's kitchen. He goes, oh, what's the matter? I told him what happened. I said, I'm dying. I said, I have to rest before I can try to tackle the stairs. It was awful. And I told my husband, this is just sad. It's freaking sad. Because I used to walk from one end of the city to the other without a problem. No one even thought about it. Christ, I'm walking half a block away from my house, and my back is telling me, what are you doing? What, have you lost your mind? It really pisses me off that I can't walk the distance that I used to. It pisses me off. He bit you and left marks and bruises on your wrists. Well, that's just uncalled for. I went to walk into the kitchen from work last week with dirty boots on and ran over and gave me a BJ. I totally lost on that one, Wobble. I said, what the hell? We had not had sex in months. Why now? She said, I'd rather clean my teeth than get a bloody mop And oh God, oh jeez, wobble. Yeah, I would say that's not the best night. I mean, not for nothing. Most women won't admit it. A lot of women, you like a little bit of rough. It's kind of nice, but yeah, no, not to where it leaves marks on you or where it's like borderline abuse. Bullshit on that. I used to, break up on my husband. I said, "Well, come on." I said, "Let me give you a spanking." Of course, get the hell out of here. But I mean, that's all in fun and not like getting out a 2x4 and smacking somebody on the ass with it. That's just those people are crazy. They're crazy. And a lot of men, it's a dominance thing. So, and it's the sad part is that if you get yourself in that situation, you say no, they don't listen. Then you're screwed because obviously the guy is going to be stronger. So you got to figure out a way to get yourself out of that. Yes, I like it a bit rough, but however, yeah, that wasn't rough. That was over the edge. I mean, come on, where you're leaving bruises. Unless you bruise easy. A lot of people bruise easy. So I mean, but the only mark I have left on a woman is on her heart because I'm an old fashioned man. Yeah, being a gentleman, and that's the way it should be. I don't know. You think about stuff like that nowadays. It's kind of sad because people are very casual when it comes to sex and partners and that just doesn't mean anything to anybody nowadays. Well, I don't know. I'm not saying everybody, but I don't know. I think that that's something that's shared between is a special moment. So I'm not casual about it. Yeah, giving a girl a spanking is so different than giving a slap. This dude was built like a brick shit house, huh? Yeah, so there you go. He's very strong, overpowering, and here you are, you're loaded with pain issues, and so you gotta be careful, Julie. Not all of us are casual. I'm a bit old fashioned in the ways of thinking like that. I sent you pictures of the 21-year-old. Ah, okay, yep. Yeah, I'm a bit old fashioned when it comes to that kind of thing. And I've raised my son to be that way. Always respect your partner. Uh, and I always tell you always treat your girl like a lady. I'll avoid that biker again. Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, sounds like yeah, you don't want to revisit that. I'm scared. I'm single and don't date. People scare me. It is scary. It is scary. Excuse me, because I've said that to a lot of people. They've asked if I would ever consider dating and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, probably not, because I'm just out of the loop. I don't know. I would probably take a lot. It would have to be somebody. Put it this way: somebody I already knew. If it was somebody I already knew, then yeah, maybe. But nowadays, you don't know what you're walking into. I think all ladies, if they can't learn or do self-defense, then they should carry a taser or something. Yeah, unfortunately, here in New York, tasers are illegal, but people still have them. And yes, I think that yes, should take a self-defense course. I was old-fashioned, and I'm just me. Well, that's great. And I'm just that's me. I just a lot of my thinking as far as companionship and physical contact and stuff is just it's still old fashioned, and I'm all right with that. I've had discussions with my nieces and all of this, and just letting them know that when and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but the greatest gift you could give somebody uh, is your body. It's it's yours. That's something special. So just to when you're going to give someone else access to that, I mean that person better be special. Your son told me said not to date military. He said we're all a bit messed up. Oh, this is not military. There's a section of that everywhere. I've never dated after Mike died. I just don't need the hassle. Yeah, there you go, Sage. Well, I always joke around. Said I don't got time to train a new one. I just so if I get a companion or something like that, I said it didn't even have to be a guy, just a girlfriend to hang out with, somebody to have dinner and coffee with. That'd be all right. But as far as another relationship, that would have to be somebody that I already knew and trusted, because it's just too scary out there. How many times have you seen where oh, the guy lived a double life. He was the great family man, and then the next, he's a serial killer of of the area. That's scary shit. Oh, geez. There you go, Julie. I don't know. Is she gonna like it there though, Pom? Because Julie likes where she lives. She's out there in God's country. Could make worse choices, honey. You never know. Maybe it's meant to be. See, stranger things happen. Stranger things can happen. Yeah, I remember all those TV interviews when they interviewed the neighbor and they'd ask about murder. He was such a quiet man. I know. He was such a quiet man. He went to church every Sunday. They would come over and barbecue all the time. Yeah, who was he barbecuing? That's the scary part. You never know who's living next door. Yeah, see, she loves Kansas. They have all the terrain. Oh, she's got a passport. I don't know, Pomp. She might be showing up at your door. Yeah, everybody's, because we'll bitch about the winter and stuff here, and everybody goes, "Well, why don't you move?" Because I just love what we have here. I mean, if you want to get into the city, you can go into the city. If you want to just go on the outskirts of the country, you got the country. And then it's like a 15, 20-minute ride to the mountain. And then you're up in just beautiful mountain country with the lakes. And I just can't give that up. So I put up with a little bit of snow. Do you remember those home movies of Jeffrey Dahmer talking about his grandma? And she said she should put some weight on. He says, I've been eating a lot of McDonald's. It wasn't McDonald's. It was Mac. Oh, actually, I just watched some of that stuff the other day because it popped up on screen. Oh, let me see this. And What he was such a damaged person. You wonder what kind of damage is inside the brain to make somebody do those things. The BTK killer lived close to my aunt. Oh my God. That's scary. I think it was, oh, I don't know. Bill, you still out there? Wasn't the Craigslist killer was somebody that we knew through wasn't his father the dentist there? Well, unless I'm mistaken. I know there's a connection there. With all this heat and water, tables falling, I wonder how many people worry about all the bodies that they put into the reservoirs. Yeah, yeah. No, I know, Wobble. We have that problem here too. It's called the Barge Canal. That was used the dumping grounds for the mafia. So I don't want to know what's on the bottom of that. Good morning, Steve. How are you? Good morning, Wayne. All new sound setup, Steve. How do you think it sounds? Yeah, that's like the running joke right here for generations. Yeah, well, so and so's missing. They checked the barge. That's where they would do the dumping. It was either the barge or there was a place here. It was a junkyard. I'm not gonna say the name of the junkyard, but yeah. Did you check over so and so's junkyard? Because that's where they used to ditch them. Also, nice, huh? I think every city has those areas where they were disposal grounds. That's why I keep moving house. Don't tell anyone. Okay, Wobble. Oh, and I'm sad to hear about. I see that, Steve, that you're gonna no longer do the morning haze or the afternoon haze. No, no, you can't do it. You sound electrifying. All right, so yay, it works. We're doing good. We're doing good. When you're not on, I'm like, hey man, how come Steve isn't doing the show or whatever? But now you're gonna get rid of it. Don't let the drama of YouTube destroy something you got going on. How with the drama? I totally ignore all of it now. I go into somebody's channel and they're discussing it. I say, okay, gotta go, and I leave. I just I'm in a program to enjoy the conversation for what the channel is based on. And even like we do the morning brew here. That's the morning show. But we still touch base on paranormal if the subject comes up. But I mean, if your certain channel is geared towards a certain area, leave the drama alone. But the drama sells. I get it. Yes, way too much drama here on YouTube. We are sticking to our main focus of interviewing guests. Oh, I know, but we're gonna miss it. It's like I said, I just ignore it. And people say, "Well, did you hear about this and that?" And I'm like, "No, I have no idea what's going on." Or I'll get messages. I'll get messages say, "Hey, what's going on with such?" I have no idea. I am not paying attention to it. I don't care. It's a waste of my time. I get the gist of it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it is. All right, it's their issue. I'll deal with it. But otherwise, I don't give a crap. The car has been found on fire, driven into the street sign, with a body in the trunk. No foul play suspected. Yeah, oh yeah, it was accident. I'm thinking of maybe doing a few interviews on the radio show. Yeah, that'd be fun. I had I've got some really cool stuff coming up, guys. So I've got and when the Peter Laws interview that we had to cancel because of his schedule is rescheduled for the 9th of September. So he will be coming on. A great storyteller. He touches base on true scary stories and stuff like that. I think you guys are going to enjoy him. Really interesting fellow. And then there's something else working in the weeds. I've just got to wait for confirmation for everybody. And it's going to be an awesome, awesome show. I know I just dangled the carrot. I'm sorry. I've got to find another way to hide the bodies now as I get out of breath. Yes, too much work for you, Womble. You've got a middle kid. It's a middle kid, a lot of the siblings, and then get fighting and just stay out of it. It's like you've never been there. I didn't witness nothing, and I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, they start talking about it, and that's why if you guys have noticed, I've been MIA in a lot of the chats because I just don't want to hear anything about it no more. That's not what I'm there for. And it's just, and then everybody is just rehashing the same drama, and it goes from channel to channel. Come on, all right. I mean, I've made comments. They'll say, okay, this is what happened, and okay, that's over and done with, and let's move on. But it seems like it's just every show, it's the same story. Let it go. We may return to live radio as well, returning to the new versions of Radio Network out of New York City. Oh, cool. Hey, Wendy, welcome in. She said, I only watch Laura, Sarah, Mike of Real Evidence. And it's, yeah. Oh, and sometimes Segs and Mason. Yeah. Well, I'll pop in. And if they're talking about something that pertains to their content, then I'm down, I'll engage. But if it's about the drama, I'm like, oh, okay, guys, I gotta go. Because I just don't want to hear it. It's the same thing over and over. I don't want to hear it. How's Wendy doing? I hope you're well. My daughter came home and told me this unwashed weird man walked in her work, stunk the place out, then left. She had to shower to get the smell off her. Oh, that's bad. And my heart breaks for those people. Because you think that they've just fallen in a bad way. But to be honest, guys, a lot of them choose to live that way. That's the real sad part. What makes them want to have to live that way? That's pretty bad if you stunk up the whole place and then your daughter had to go take a shower to get the smell off of her. Oh, God, I would have threw up all over. But that's the way they choose to live. You can't change it. My husband and I were just talking about that last night. How about the way that the city here has changed so much, and it's starting to leak over now into the villages where we all live. And I don't ever remember seeing, and when we were growing up, homeless people on beggars on the corners and all that. That was only in the movies. I'm dead serious. And then the first time I saw a homeless person on one of the main streets in the city, I'm like, oh my God, look at that. It's one of those shopping cart people. Oh my God, it's so weird. And then it was just like an explosion. Now they're all over the place. You're driving around, there's somebody on a corner with a cardboard sign, need food. Nobody's saying I'll work for food. They're there they got better sneakers than I do, guys. Here, apparently, you're poor, you got no job, but you're wearing $300 sneakers. Can't be that bad. But I know what it is. It's they have addictions, and they rather just stand on the corner and take handouts than go get a job. And yes, Julia, we have a lot of mentally ill people that are walking around the streets too. The problem with that is because when our state hospital closed down, I don't know what the bullshit story was, why they closed it down. Actually, that's one of the buildings I'm trying to get into to investigate. I still haven't heard back from the guy. Excuse me. They what they did was there was no place for these people to go, so they just let them out on the streets. So that's a lot of our homeless population is people with mental illness. Which is scary because what is the degree of their illness? Do we need to worry? Are they a threat to other people on the street? Or no, just they're okay, just doing their own weird thing? Or there are fakers out there panhandling, but I'm not. Yeah, see, we know there are a couple of them that we do give them money. My husband knows them from when he worked down with the county building. And there's a gentleman that goes around and collects cans all day long. And my husband will give him money. And then there's this woman, she's got to be about, I'd say, in her 50s. She has some mental disabilities and she panhandles. And the poor thing's always in tears that we give her money because we know it's legit, She just wants a decent meal or she needs a blanket because I think, she's living on the street. So those are the two people that we know are legit. The other ones, you could tell they're higher than a kite and they're standing out there with their cardboard. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to contribute to the addiction. I've offered, I'll say, well, I'll bring you back a sandwich or something. You want that? Oh, no, it's okay. Well, then it can't be that bad. You're turning down free food. But I'm not going to give you money so you can go get your next fix. Let somebody else support that crap. I don't do that. Just so upset about the lobotomy. They did it on his sister. Changed the law so that they couldn't voluntarily put people in mental hospitals. And you put in a motion to try to get rid of all the mental institutions because people were being abused, but now they're all on the street. Yeah, they're all on it. Well, see what the lie that they told around here. They built a new institution in a different area. And it's a prison / mental institution. We thought it's called Marcy State. We thought that that's what they were doing. They were going to shut down the mental hospital here because they said it was old and it, needed a lot of updates. That was bullshit. We thought they were taking those patients and moving them to this new Marcy State. No, they set them all loose with nowhere to go. And Marcy State is just for big time offenders and the criminally insane and stuff like that. That's who's up in Marcy State. Had nothing to do with people here at the other mental hospital. So I don't think they just let all these people go. You can't force them to go anywhere else, but you should have gave them another place to live at least. With all the abandoned buildings, they couldn't open up one of those buildings and set up as a home for these people. Even if it was independent living, that's fine. No, you just set them loose and wish them well. Gee, did they give them enough money for bus fare? Come on. The whole system is broken. I've worked with mentally ill, so I have empathy for them. Yeah, it is. It's heartbreaking. We had a gentleman, like I told you guys before, lived next door to us. Him and this woman, I don't know if they were married or just that the county put them together and they had to either brother or sister or they're married, one or the other. And he was the guy I told you where he would just sit down anywhere and just hang out. Even if it was under the bushes, you just see his legs sticking out. And he was living his own thing. He was harmless. Well, of course, they lived next door for a while, about a year or two, and then they were gone. So I don't know what happened there. And then the next thing I know, I see him downtown wandering the streets. He was homeless. So I don't know what the hell happened, but this poor man, harmless, he was just Just strange. He was living in his own world. I don't know what his exact diagnosis was, but you knew he had some kind of mental illness. And now he's on the street where he had a lovely home to be in. So either the funding ran out, he chose to leave. I don't know, but it's heartbreaking. I told my daughter they should turn the mall that's abandoned into like an old people or mental health place, and they could make a little yeah, at least something, especially in the winter months. Here it gets so cold, and I always think, oh God, you guys know that I pray, so I pray, oh please God, hopefully they found a warm place for the night. I would always include that. I had a guy walk up to me at a shopping center and tell me he was homeless, but he was dressed in more expensive clothes than I had. Yeah, that's you know that they're full of shit. Like I said, some of them have better, more expensive sneakers. I won't spend $300 on sneakers. And then we had a thing around here where it was, I think it was a scam that was going on. They all had the expensive shoes, but they all had backpacks. I think it was a group of people that were together in on this, and they would change shifts. Believe it or not. One person would be on for like, a few hours, and then the next person would come in, same kind of sneakers, backpack, there with their cardboard sign. And probably when they're done, they probably walked back to their BMWs and drove off. That I would believe. Like a fixed city where they could actually learn how to function in a little space, but they're in a controlled environment. I mean, even if they made, like a lot of places are doing, like little tiny homes for these people. Because some people that are on the street don't want to be there. Life is just shit on them, and that's just what's happened. We have a place here they call it the Bird Sanctuary, where you can't drive down there anymore because they condemned the bridge for traffic, but you could still walk down in an area. People don't, because now it's not taken care of. The homeless have made like a little tent village down there. Okay, that's great for the summer months and the winter months. I mean, it's by water. They must be freezing. It must be awful. So make a bunch of those little homes out of skids or whatever they make them out of. And at least it's, 4 walls and a roof and a door, and they're up off the ground. I think that would be a great spot for it. But they won't do it. Poppy's been doing that for weeks, and security told him to move on. Yeah. They don't listen. They disappear for a little while, and then they show back up. Attitude starts working is now so bad. My nephew said he'd rather be homeless than work a regular job. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, you know what? Do the test on him. Say, okay, well, we're going to let you live like a homeless person for a couple of weeks. And then let's see if you have the same statement after that. Easier said than done. I've given out food, clothes, blankets, pet food. Not as much now since I have no money. Yeah, we've done the same thing. Donate to the churches that have the soup kitchens and stuff like that, and they give out stuff to the homeless. You might as well. It's if it's stuff that you're not using, donate it so that somebody else has something. Unused prisons would be ideal for homeless. All facility needed in place already. Yeah. Well, we had a building here that I used to work in. Huge. It was an old factory, and it was turned into separate businesses. At one time, it was a mall. It was called Charlestown. Huge, huge place. And when all the businesses started leaving the building, I said, this would be a perfect either old folk home or college housing or, stuff like that. It was right on the bus line. So even if a homeless type shelter type deal, stuff like that. So I mean, they had a way to get to where they wanted to go on the bus, or you just walked up the road and there was a small convenience store, Italian deli, a small little cafe. Excuse me. So it would be perfect, and it didn't turn out that way. Sorry, guys, I got a tickle in my throat. They ended up booting us all out because the guy that bought it was going to turn it into this big grand deal, and that didn't happen. And then it just mysteriously last year burnt to the ground. Wonder how that happened. So now it's a giant parking lot. I think it would have made great, huge studio apartments. The Gaetanos owned that, though. Actually, Bill, they sold it to a guy. The guy that owns the mills here in York Mills bought it. And then he found out that the Gaetanos screwed him over because on the Frankfurt side was loaded with asbestos. And they wouldn't let him get permits until he cleaned up the asbestos. And he refused to do that because he was pretty much, it was a fraudulent sale. So he was in court with the Gaetanos for years. And then he wasn't going to win. Not going to win against the Gaetanos. Come on. They own everybody in the court system. So, and this was the son that was doing the dealings, not the father. So what happened was just, all of a sudden it caught on fire. So that's what happened with that building. Exactly, an old mill or something like that. You could make where they'd have living jobs, activities, learn to have medical. Yeah. And that would have been a perfect building for it. It really would have. It's a shame. But it was a crooked deal from the word go. That was a guy's fault for not checking into that before he purchased the building. And he got stuck with it. That's why it was so empty for so long, Bill, because he couldn't get permits. He refused to pay because it would have been millions to clean up the asbestos on the Frankfurt side. And so it just sat there. So people went in there and they stripped it. What a mess they made out of that building. And then there was a few smaller fires in the back. And then the big one that took it out. And I honestly do believe the big one was professionally set so that the guy could collect off of the debt. That's right. Yeah, it was his fault for not getting it inspected. And they're not going to admit to that. I mean, Gaetano wanted to unload the building. You know how his son was so arrogant. And, the father loved the building. And for years, he was bitching at his father, get rid of the building. And then finally, when the son had the chance, he did. He dumped it on a guy that, and the guy wasn't an idiot because he's a lawyer. So he knows. So why he didn't have it inspected and had it checked, I don't understand. I think he was thinking dollar signs. He was getting it for a song. And that he thought he would make, buco bucks off of converting it into what he did over here in the mills. And he got what he deserved for being greedy and stupid. So now it's just a giant parking lot where the truckers park their trucks. And it was funny because I went down to the main post office the other day, Bill. I had to go pick up the mic. And we're driving through there, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it looks so funny. There's no building. It's just, I was looking for it, to be honest. I forgot about it. I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute, it's gone. I said, oh, it's so weird. Well, there you go then. Greed. Yeah, it was greed. And he just didn't do what he should have. And oh yeah, he torched it for the insurance. So he got at least some of his money back, and the headache is gone. So stuff that people do just to cash in, or to take advantage, to profit off of people's misfortune, or just greedy. It's weird that Zeb's is gone. Yeah, it is. You're so used to seeing buildings for years, and it's like it's gone. It's like even to this day, my husband and I, we had two malls here, and one was called Riverside Mall, which was the best mall. I don't care what anybody says in our area. Uh, we still talk about how much we miss that mall. And they turned it into Riverside Center, where you have, your Walmart and your Lowe's, and I don't even go in the area. And it gets upsetting when you're used to a place and then somebody sells out for the money. Just like we have an orchard here. It was called Twin Orchards, and they sold out to Lowe's because they got millions of dollars for that property. And then they had like the little orchard store and like in the corner. That sucked. That was part of childhood memories, the original one, where you would go to the orchard and go into the big, like, barn area to get your apples and cider and stuff. And they just screwed it up all because of money. I mean, they had every right, but they don't realize how much, their businesses or a place means to the public that would go to it all the time. And then you just pretty much shit on it for $1. So I get it. It's business. Nothing lasts forever. Unfortunately. There's a lot of places there we would always go to, and they change something and we'd like, well, we're done. You've ruined it by changing it. I get it. You got to move with the times on a lot of things, but some stuff you don't touch. It's worked for generations because it was right. And then you go and change it to modernize it. People don't want that. They just don't want that. Got to go. Where are you going? Where are you going? Take us with you. Me? Let's see. Yeah. I'll have to I got to do laundry now because of the dog. That's my big thing for the day. And then also getting ready later for the show for tonight with the meddling mediums. That's going to be a fun show. You get to pick the brains of these girls and see what they do and how they do it. Hey, Cree, how are you, sweetie? How you doing today? There are very old theaters in the city that owner wants to destroy. It's horrible. It's around 100 years old. Oh, yeah, no. Protest. Get out there. No, it's awful. See, that's the beauty of the UK. They have buildings there that are older than dirt, and they're in prime condition. Here, they have no value on anything historical. It's like, no, we're going to do this. Just knock it down. I really hate that. Some places sell things like that, Laura, because they either have kids that don't want it or don't have kids and leave it and are too old to keep it. Yeah, that's what it was. The kids saw dollar signs for the orchard because they were still running the store. They just figured, well, we're going to, cash in on a few million selling part of the land. And not for nothing, it only lasts for a little while. And then the kicker is they raise the prices of the product. So you've just made several $1 million off of the property. You built a new store so that people could still come and get their apples and cider and so on. But then you jack the apples up to $30 a bushel. Come on, you're not broke. You got to rip people off now too. And that didn't last very long because now it's closed. They pretty much put themselves out of business. But it ain't a big deal because they've got millions. Really, really sad. We had friends in the North Country, and one of them owned campgrounds, and none of their kids wanted the campgrounds. So the father passed first. The mother ran it for a while and was taking care of it, and then she eventually passed a couple years ago, and the campgrounds went up for sale this past year. So now, hopefully, new owners don't change it up too much because people go to those places. It's generational. My family was going to the same campgrounds for like almost 90 years. And thank God the guy that owns it is keeping it the way it is. And his niece is now running it, and she's going to keep it the way it's always been, because he's been offered several millions of dollars to sell it to a private owner. And he says he'll know what his parents built the cabins by hand, all of the log cabins by hand. You know, it was a field of trees when they bought the property. The father and mother cleared it, used the wood to build the cabins, established a great business. It was hard work. All the kids had to help out, you know, and they used to bitch and complain. And then when the son got older and he took it over, he didn't realize how important that place was to many, many families. He came to the realization that it was like their home. So when he got offered millions to a private person, he told him, no, I can't do that. Because he knows exactly what would have happened. If he sold it, they would have locked it out to the public. They would have made it all private. They would have tore down all of the cabins that his parents built. So there's a lot of history there. So hopefully, God willing, the niece and her kids will keep it going for many, many more years. Kids nowadays don't want to do the work required to run the farm. Yeah, you're right, Cree. Laziness. They don't realize that that's where the money that they've got now, that's where it came from. The hard work, sweat, tears of their parents and aunts, uncles, and whoever before them. They reap the benefits, but they don't want to continue to work to keep it going for their kids or for the families that enjoyed those businesses. There's another place that it was up north. It was a donut shop. They were there, 70 plus years. And the woman finally decided to retire. And so she sold the business to a young woman who's a baker. And she got the original recipe. And I'm telling you, people would travel long ways just to get those original donuts. They were that good. The new girl took over and she changed it. My husband even ripped her an ass about it. He's like, what did you do? Oh, well, we wanted to, modernize and this and that. He goes, no. He says, people come here because of those donuts. He goes, and you're screwing yourself and everybody. And of course, she's going to tell him, F off. But he was nice about it, and she was nice about it. But yeah, she's now the donut shop isn't where it originally is. They moved it in closer into town. And yeah, people aren't going because she effed up. You don't fix it if it's not broke. I mean, there's a reason they were there for 70 plus years. It worked. That's what people wanted. That's what they enjoyed. And yeah, you get these new people in there. They're like, oh, I know better. No, no, you don't. See over here, old buildings are graded and listed and then graded. It dictates what you can and cannot do with the property, even if you own it. See, we have that similar thing here, Pomp, with certain buildings. If they are classified as historical homes, because we do have a town that's over here, it's called Camden. I think they call it Queen City. The majority of the homes are historical Victorian homes. They are gorgeous. And if you purchase one of those, you do get money from the state to restore it to its original glory. You're not allowed to change anything to modernize it. So there's guidelines and stuff like that you have to follow even if you own it. So, and then we do have that here. But a lot of the ones that are they're just old buildings and they don't classify them as historical, they'll just tear them down, which is a shame. I'll be listening. My car is in the shop. Got to bike to my mother's. Oh, okay. Hopefully it don't cost you too much. Boy, a few people got car issues. Poor Susan's car. She took a day off purposely to have a tire fixed. Found out that the original work on the tire was incorrect. They screwed her over and lied. So now she had to take off another day to go over there and fight with them and get it done the right way. And I told her, I said, I wouldn't pay nothing, not even the deductible, because they lied to you. I said, because you're a woman. And they got away with it. So now I'd go back there and say, you're going to fix it for nothing. And I'm going to stand there and watch you. Because, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Because, yeah, you know, it's bullshit. $700. I don't know how I'm going to pay for. Oh, my God. And is it at a dealer? Because they rip you off completely. Always go to a private garage. Don't go to the dealerships because they jack things up so much. Just to let you guys know, if you go to a dealership and you go in there to have a simple procedure done, it takes 20 minutes. You still get charged for the full allotted time, which is either an hour or 2-hour time limit. So you're not going to save any money. They're still going to charge. That's why the bills are so expensive. Only reason I know that is because I have uncles that own garages and they know that shit. And also my husband worked at dealerships and they told him that's what they do. So if you go in there to have them change, like, you know, windshield wipers, you're still getting charged the hourly rate, which is $200+. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, God, I love that show. Hello, Betty. Oh, good. Local guy. Good. I used to argue with an old boss. His wife, you know, bought her car, had her car, and she always told him, take it back to the dealership for repairs. And I'd say, why are you doing that? You're paying triple the amount. My God, how about, I said, my uncle owns a garage. He's very fair. Go see him. You're only going to pay half. Well, his wife wouldn't let him do that. Oh, no. I said, well, fine. Pay through the ass then. You know, try to help you out. Mark, welcome in. Long time no see. Good to see you. He jack things up. Yeah, they jack it up. So you're getting jacked, guys. I forgot what it was. Yeah, they wanted the air conditioning went in our truck. I know it could be just something simple here and there and whatever. And so my husband had, when he was at the dealership, he had the mechanic friend of his check out to see what it would cost us like $4,000 to have her done. I go, oh, screw that. Open the window. I'm not paying that. That's crazy. But I'm sure if I went and took it to my uncle, it would have been a hell of a lot less. But he's too busy. He's booked up, and by the time I get in there, summer will be over, so I don't care. I believe that the shop rates at the dealership where my husband worked was $200 an hour. All right, my uncle charges $85 for the same job, same hours. I mean, come on, $200. So, like I say, you go in there and they're doing a job. It takes them 20 minutes. You're still paying the 200 plus just for that 20 minutes at a dealership. So, yeah, don't go to the dealerships. And if you live close by Bill, give Bill a shout out. You throw him a few bucks, you know, I'm sure Bill will fix it. So I'm so glad that my son can do all that stuff. I'll say, okay, tell me what I got to get. And my son will go out and buy, and then he fixes it because, yeah, I'm not paying that kind of money. Yeah, I've been busy with trains. I haven't broken any, but one of our diesels has an issue with the exhaust. So now it apparently identifies as a steam engine. There you go. It's a steam engine. There you go. Trains. All right. My son loved trains as a kid. I had to get him all of that. What was it? Thomas? Yeah, Thomas the Train. All of that stuff. He had all of that stuff. And then we also bought him. Oh my God, I don't even know whatever happened to that. I'll have to see if he still got it. What, the wooden train sets, everything. Oh, it was an amazing set. I have no idea what happened to that. It's either in our attic or he has it. It was amazing. The track, everything it was all really nice wood. I forgot where the hell I bought it. We used to have a friend, his whole basement was all set up for trains. Track through the whole basement. He had a whole village, everything all set up. It was really cool. And he had some really expensive trains. And then when he passed, his son got the whole thing. So now his son and the grandson gets to enjoy all of that. But that was just an amazing thing to see. The whole basement set up as just a giant village and train system. It was a lot of work, but he loved it. And we always have a thing here. It's at our train depot here. The building is huge here where you go for trains, real trains. It's also / bus station. Every year they have a display or an event. That's what I'm looking for. Event, and it's all got to do with trains, and everything is all set. It's really an amazing thing to see. You get to see all the setups and how everything works. You get to purchase stuff. It's really cool. It's kind of like the Paracon of trains. Really neat event. Everybody's got their hobbies. I love it. I love to hear about the hobbies. Have you seen the small trains that people ride around outside? Like quarter scale? Mike and his dad had one of those. Oh no, really? Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to think of the only thing that we have like that is like at Enchanted Forest. It's the water park here. They have something like that where you actually get to get on the train and ride it around the entire park. It's really cool. Is that something like you're talking about? If you just don't ever come to California, we have trains that go from the Redwoods to Santa Cruz, and they have that looks like Thomastown. Oh, that's so cool. I got a question for you, girly. Talking about the Redwoods. There is a video I seen online where they were showing this guy where he had cut in. I mean, those are the huge trees. And are those protected? Because they were showing how he had cut into it and made like a little tiny home inside the trunk of one of these giant redwoods. I'm thinking, wait a minute, those trees are protected. There's no way that was real. I don't think that's allowed. They're planning to build a miniature railway at one of our stations where people can do that. Oh, nice. Yeah, the events are really awesome. If they said something like that people will come. It's amazing the stuff that people set up. Says yes. Yeah, okay, yeah. We have something similar. That's the only place that I've seen anything like that was at our water park. And that was there since day one when they opened it, when it was just Enchanted Forest. It wasn't a water park back then, but they've expanded it, and they're expanding it even more. And I think it's owned by Six Flags now, so it's going to be huge. It's pretty big now, but they still have the train and all of the story because it's you guys got to look it up. Enchanted Forest Water Safari, and you'll see where they have one section where they have all these little buildings built, and it's all to do with fairy tales and stuff. And you get to walk through these little buildings, and they have the little characters and all that. It's really cool. And they have the little train that goes around the whole entire park that you get to ride on. And of course, you got the sky thing, tram, whatever the hell you want to call that thing. I had to talk my husband into that one time because he don't like heights, and you go for a ride all around the park through the sky. And I used to try to kick the tree branches, and he'd like, knock it off, because the thing would start rocking and he'd shit himself. Excuse me. Yes, they're supposed to be protected because they are on national forests. You can, and when some are owned by lumber companies, so they don't know how that guy got away with. That's why I'm thinking it's a BS video, unless it's on his own land. But I'm pretty sure that most of the forests and stuff are owned by lumber companies and national forests. That's what I thought. So yeah, I think it was a BS video. Because I'm thinking there's no way that he was allowed to do that with that tree. And then I'm thinking, why would you want to do that with the poor tree? I mean, it's beautiful in its own, glory. Why would you cut a hole in it to make a stupid little house inside? You're not a squirrel. Go build a house somewhere else. So yeah, that's what I thought. See? Yeah. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. And like you said, even if it was on his own land, it's a protected tree. So you're not allowed to put holes in it. I've always wanted to go there and see those. It just must be an amazing sight. I'm a tree freak anyway. I love it. They're just so beautiful. And those just must be an amazing sight to see something that freaking huge. And that's been, on the planet for, so long. It's one thing I never take for granted. I'm always thankful for the blessings of what we're given. The planet is just such a beautiful place, and nothing beats it. Not if they're on private property. Oh, so if they're on private property, then they're not protected. Oh, that's just wrong. But I don't know. New show: the inside of the big redwood tree is full of bats. Yeah, it depends on the state. In California, they may be protected, but in Oregon, if they're on private property, you can. Oh, okay. So, well, maybe that's where he was then. I didn't catch where the hell he was, where it was. Usually not news show, stupid voice text. I feel ya. I know the voice to text sucks. Okay, maybe next weekend I'll try to do a Facebook Live over the Redwoods and try to send you the little video of it, because I could drive. Oh, so fun. Oh, so fun. Oh, God. I would love to see that. They're so magnificent. You got to go up and got to go hug one. Be a tree hugger. Be a tree hugger. It's beautiful there, even if you go south to the lake. So, where the wine country is, there's some forest spots there where the air is so pure. It is a certain type of moss will grow only grow there. Oh, trees are super important. Oh yeah, if we don't have any trees, we're a dead planet. We're a dead planet if we don't have trees. It'd be nice if people would figure that out and stop chopping them all down. I think for every tree that they cut down, they should plant 10. I think a lot of it is lumber yards too, because when you drive through Oregon, it smells like a pencil factory. Oh, that's kind of like here when you drive through Pennsylvania, Hershey, Pennsylvania. It smells like chocolate because that's where the chocolate factory is. The whole place smells like chocolate, which would drive. Could you imagine living there? It would drive me insane. Of course, maybe you'd be used to it after a while, and it would make you sick. I don't know. I don't know if it would be better than we have to put up with sometimes at night. Hot, humid nights. We have a dog food processing company that shouldn't be within the city limits, but it is. It's down by the train tracks. So if you don't know about it, you don't know it's there. And of course, they get truckloads of cows in there, you know, and they stay in the trucks. And of course, there it is, rotting meat. That's the smell you get on the wind sometimes here when it's hot and humid. So imagine you're sleeping, you got your fan on, and it's sucking in this lovely fragrant smell of rotting meat and dumpster. How many times we have bitched about that place? They get in trouble, they got to clean it up, and it's good for a little while, and then it starts again. And everybody says the same thing. My husband goes, they're lucky I don't live right down there. He goes, because if I did, he goes, I'd make sure that place burnt to the ground. Because it's horrible. I can't imagine living next to that place. It is the most disgusting smell. And we live a bit of ways from it. But like I said, the wind picks up the odor and, smells travel. It's awful. What people don't realize is for 50 trees planted, usually only one reaches maturity. Yeah, but that's why they plant so many. I mean, here up on the mountain here, they go through and they do a cleanup. Weed it out so it gives a chance for the smaller trees to mature. So a lot of people have a fit when they cut down certain trees, and I understand the logic of it because they're trying to give the newer trees a chance to grow. So it's just like a cleanup. It's not a wipeout, We have a few national forests driving distance from me. Oh, that's so nice. You think that they would plant some plants for bees and wildlife, but they just don't want to build more houses on land. And they're like, why are these coyote and mountain lions? Yeah, exactly. Because you're forcing them out of their natural habitat. Actually, the other day when I was out with my husband, I actually saw a monarch butterfly. Well, you don't get to see those as much anymore. So that was really a nice treat. I'm like, oh, look, it's a monarch. And I try to plant plants that attract butterflies like that. Because the monarch, I do believe, is still on the endangered list. Oh my gosh, there are Bloom's Chocolate by where I work. And as a kid, we would run over there smelling the chocolate cooking in the morning. It was torture. Yeah, see? So, yeah, that's the Hershey, Pennsylvania. The whole place smells like chocolate. I remember when my husband and I first got married, we lived above an Italian deli. Oh, it was killing me. It was beautiful because you'd wake up to the smell of fresh bread every morning. But living there, you're like, oh, all right, I got to go down. I got to go buy some. You're smelling that all morning. There's no way that you're not going to go buy some. And the guy would laugh. He goes, yep, you're down here for the bread. I said, yeah, you're driving me nuts. And he'd laugh. And of course, you can't just leave it just the bread. You got to pick up a few other things. One of the best things, next to coffee and bacon is fresh bread. Baking. Oh, God, lovely smell. And also American licorice factory by me. So it smells like red licorice. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Licorice for drive by on the way to work in the morning. It's really hard on a diet. Oh, Jesus. If you smell chocolate, bread, baking, and licorice, yeah, you're pretty much done in. Oh, God. You're done. That's hilarious. Needless to say, we didn't live there very long. We ended up moving in somewhere else, and actually, we moved from there. That's when we moved to Missouri. We moved out of that apartment and moved to Missouri. But it was a nice first year of our marriage, filled with bread, and it was nice. He wouldn't share the recipe either because I asked him one time. I said, just share the recipe with me so I could take it with me. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, brats. It actually was like the best Italian bread I'd ever had. But then he would also have these rolls that he would make, because he would make subs, and we used to call them the gum bleeders because it was a hard. Sorry guys, I got a tickle. A hard Italian bread that he used to make the subs with. Yeah, I mean, you had to have some strong teeth. It was the best. I don't know what it was called. Of course, I don't. Alessia's probably not in here. He's probably just listening. But it was a very hard crust, but the inside was so lovely. And then when you put on all of the deli meats, oh, it was the best. And nobody ever since him has made those, because he no longer. Yeah, he's retired. No longer. So I used to go. I'm going to go get the gum bleeder. Who wants one? It was the best. So it was pleasure and pain at the same time. Excuse me. My God, I'm making myself choke. Let's see. And those places, and the place that the store, the taco trucks, is close by. Oh, jeez. You're just, boy, you're surrounded. Today is Chinese food day. I'm going to get and getting 2 buffet plates and coming home. No cooking. It's my present to myself. Good for you. Good for you. I haven't even thought that far ahead. I haven't eaten yet. All I've had is my coffee. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. See what I dig up. No, it wasn't a ciabatta because they were long sub rolls. It was actually long bread, and he would cut it. So it wasn't. I know it wasn't because, yeah, no, I know what those are. I don't know what it was, and it was kind of like French style bread, long like that, but wider, not as skinny as a French bread. So I don't know what that would be as far as Italian bread goes. But the crust was very hard, and like I said, the inside was very soft, and it was just the best roll or subs. It was. Everybody uses very soft bread now, and it would be great to find that bread just to be able to relive that childhood memory. I wouldn't know how to cause chaos. She's gonna go cause chaos. Have a good time. Have a good time. Look who's there. It's Steph. Hello, Steph. You wanted to? Oh, I didn't play with the other button because Steph didn't hear it. Are you ready for a little spooky stuff? Here we go. Hello, Stephanie. Is that fun or what? Oh, I'll be playing with all these buttons, even though almost done. Yeah, because yeah, we're almost done. The 2 hours flies by. It really does. So how's Steph doing? Steph, you still on vacay? I hope so. Lucky girl. I have plans to go away in October. Keep your fingers crossed that I'm gonna make it there. I don't know. I'm hoping because I really need to go away and disappear for a little while, and that's the plan. I don't, but you know the way my luck runs. Maybe the bottom will fall out of the planet. I won't be able to make it. It's either find a way to do vacation or end up in the in the nut house. Go to the padded party room. It's been 2 years. I haven't been able to get away, and I just gotta get away and find my brains. I don't know, just recharge the batteries. Every day there's something going on, and after a while you've had enough. I'm so tired, need lots of beauty sleep. The thunder woke me up. Oh, I love a good thunder and lightning storm. Just lay there and enjoy it. Listen, there's actually a sense of calm during a storm where you can just lay there and listen to the rain and then the thunder, and I love it. Even though some people are scared to death of that stuff. My mother-in-law was scared to death of a thunder and lightning storm. So worry about it if it hits the house. Otherwise, you're all right. Enjoy the show, you know. We had really bad lightning storm here last night. It was scary as hell. Oh, see, it was just getting rain. I love a good thunder and lightning storm. Always have. My dog's not too thrilled. If she could, she'd climb right up my ass. Jeez, she's sticks right to me. And I'm like, you're fine. You're fine. Go lay down. We're trying to find an Airbnb that's got like full service and room, wine and dine, and just go a couple blocks away instead of nice fancy place where someone cleans up after you. Aha. Well, I want to get up to see my friend up on the lake, and I messaged her brother because he's the one that runs the business, and I go, is the lake house available in October? He's like, yeah. I said, all right, we're coming up for a week. Okay, so they hopefully, so you pack up the dogs, pack up the food, and get up on the mountain. Laura was standing on the second floor of our home, looking out the window when the lightning struck less than 3 feet in front of me. When I was a kid, I'm terrified of those stars. Oh, that's what happened with my mother-in-law. Same thing, terrified. I love it. Oh God, I love it. It is scary, but it's that kind of, I don't know, exciting scary. I mean, I never would want to be hit by lightning, God forbid, but Mother Nature is just amazing. Question: do you think more paranormal stuff happens during thunderstorms, or when there's more electricity in there are more weather changes? I do believe that it does ramp up some activity because of all the electricity in the atmosphere and in the area. Some people will say no, they don't notice any difference, but I don't know. I think it kind of like opens up something, you know. Yeah, Bill was here, but he had to go. He had to do something. Or could it just be that we feel the electricity, so we're more spooked easier than normal? It could be, but no, I do think there is something to it because the electrical charge is in the area. Over the weekend, we stayed at a cabin along the river, deep into the woods. We had a nice storm early Sunday morning, very relaxing. Yeah, see, nice. We love it when the storms are over the lakes. It's great because actually, the last time that we were up there rain was coming in, and we were sitting outside out on the patio, and you could see the storm coming. It was slowly creeping across the clouds, and my husband goes, "It's here it comes," and then oh yeah, the lightning was amazing, and just something about being close to the water during a storm is just it's pretty cool. I'm going to send you a message later. Please check. I will, dear. I'll check it out. I always check out the mail messages. I get to them eventually. Might not be right away, but I get to them. Yeah, it is a good question. I do believe that, because it's the atmosphere is electrical, the electricity is going through there. So you've got the charge. And I mean, the belief is that, the spirit or ghost or whatever you want to call them is energy. So, I mean, that's what I believe. So when you have that huge amount of energy and stuff in the atmosphere, I think it opens up a doorway for more activity, maybe better communication. Hopefully, we are on a threshold of working and achieving better equipment and stuff like that. There's a lot of changes going on in the paranormal field, and I'm glad that we're going to be here to see some of it, and hopefully it'll change the way that we do things, help us discover possibly what's going on or what we're experiencing. So yeah, it's some exciting stuff going on in the background, guys. Definitely hoping for really good results. When you go to that cabin in the woods, film it with you smacking a tree and making a woohoo sound, then putting it out saying, "Oh, I'll do that just for you, Cree." Not for nothing. You could get away with that stuff up there so easily. Because there is an area where before you get to the road, the property is very large. So there is a lot of woods and stuff. There's a lot of bear activity. They go cutting through the trails there, but there's a section where it cuts in half before you get to the road. I could walk down that and I could make up so much shit. It's like, oh, it was Bigfoot just going on, or any other thing. And I could see where the entertainment channels, where they get their ideas and stuff from, because it's so easy to do. Only problem is I wouldn't want to walk up through there in the dark on my own. I said, because of the bear activity. I don't want to meet up with Yogi, even though he probably wouldn't bother me. It's okay. I'll watch from a distance. And that's what the last time that we were up there. That's what happened. I was out on the porch, having a smoke, because I don't smoke inside the homes. I respect they don't want any smoking in the homes. It was pitch black, and I had forgotten to bring flashlights that time. So I'm just standing out there, and I hear something, and I'm thinking, oh shit, you can't see anything. And I'm like, okay, is that just what, coyote or something, or could have been anything. But I'm thinking, okay, they had a bear up through here just like the day before. I was like, yeah, and it kept like it was like in one area, and I'm thinking, yeah, the hell with the cigarette. I went back inside. If I had a flashlight, I wouldn't have cared. Then I would have been able to see what's either lurking around in the trees or coming towards me, but I wasn't taking no chances. I didn't want some black bear coming up and hanging out with me on the porch. Hey, if Midwest Ghost Hunter, Twin Paranormal, and others can do it, so can you. The difference is you won't have to unexplained branches breaking and stones being tossed. But if you do, run. Yeah. Well, I thought about doing like a spoof thing. Having like to hear that and this and that, and then having like getting somebody, my sister, my husband or somebody, just like running by with something, or throwing, you see them with the stick or the stone or whatever, just making a joke out of it. I think that would be hilarious. Or you say, oh, I was something threw a stone at me. I just got hit by a stone. And then you pan over to the area where it comes from, and you see somebody sitting there with the table, having a drink, a cigarette, and a box of rocks, and they're throwing them. Something to that effect. I think they would be so funny. But up there, who knows? You never know what you're going to run into. Mostly deer. That's usually what it is. Mostly deer. Do a spoof interview of the bear and ask him, do bears shit in the woods? Yeah. Oh, that would be funny. So, Yogi, answer me this. And to answer that question, yes, they do. I've seen bear scat, so they do it. Just like they say, if a tree falls in the woods, is there sound, or is that old saying that Yeah, there is sound. I remember one time my husband and I were driving through the parkway that we had here, and it was in the spring. And all of a sudden, we were just right there at the right time where a tree was falling over. And I was like, oh shit, that tree's coming down. It made noise. So they do make noise when they fall. It's a tree coming down. You could have a guy that's dressed like obviously fake Bigfoot and they have Bigfoot cutouts up there where we go. So actually, that would be pretty funny. I'd have to, say, "Oh look, see big, there he is, slowly going through. Oh, he's frozen, so he's trying to camouflage himself. He thinks that we can't see him." That'd be funny. Gotta go, meeting. Okay, have fun. Actually, yeah, we're past the 2-hour mark, guys. Don't work too hard, Sage. I'm going to go see if I can find myself something to eat. It's time to forage and remember to take my medicine. Speaking of medicine, Leanne, sleeping on the job. She's probably out cold. Actually, here in Art Forest, California, I don't know if it happens anywhere else. There is a thing that the tree, to save energy, it will just drop a dead branch so you can be like camping or walking, and a big branch could fall on you potentially. Oh my God, yeah. No, we were just driving down through the parkway, and all of a sudden we just see it, and like the tree's coming down. And that's actually the very first time I've ever seen just a tree fall on its own. So that was, mark that one off. Seen that experience. So yeah, pretty interesting. Oh, yep, I am. There she is. There she is. She was sleeping, getting that beauty sleep in. A really fake looking Bigfoot guy wearing flip-flops. Yeah, wearing flip-flops, I think is what she meant. That looks like the bottom or deer feet pressed in it so that when he walks around, it doesn't leave his big. Oh, that would be pretty big deer marks, though. Oh my God. Yes, all hail the Grand Poobah. Cree is leaving too. I know everybody. Yeah, it's that 2-hour mark, guys. It goes by so quick. And I would stay on longer, but this is actually with a point where I start getting a little lightheaded because I need to eat something. I hope Leanne slept well. So you guys don't forget to please like, share, comment, all of the bells and whistles. I'd appreciate that. Thanks always for your support. It means the world to me. It really does. Also, don't forget tonight I have the Meddling Mediums on at 7 o'clock. So come on in, get your questions ready. It's definitely going to be an interesting show. Really nice pair of girls, and we'll see how they do their thing. You didn't have to start taping a hidden or under your desk or something for energy. Snickers. Oh yeah, no, I don't have any Snickers. And I don't have any more grapes either. I ate all the grapes, so those are gone. I'll go forage, find something, so that I don't pass out in the kitchen. Thank you for the live for all of you. Yes, everybody have a great time. Rest well, Roger. Hope you're cooler today. Miss Leanne, wake up. Oh, she gifted a membership. Thank you. Yay, she gifted a membership. Oh, and Wayne got it. Fantastic. I got to give you a thank you before we go. Fantastic. Now Wayne can get the link for the magazine. Also, guys, send in your stories, your artwork, your recipes, pictures, whatever, so we can fill the pages of the magazine so everybody can enjoy. Until then, enjoy your Wednesday, and I will see all of you later. Have a good one, guys.